Israel and the End Times, a Biblical Perspective. Intertwined with Albert Pike, George Washington, and Nostradamus. Introduction. Throughout history, Israel has been at the center of religious, political, and prophetic discourses. From the Bible's Old Testament to modern geopolitical debates, Israel's role in world affairs has captured the imagination of theologians, mystics, and political leaders alike. This article explores the connection between Israel and the end times, drawing on biblical prophecies, writings of Albert Pike, George Washington's visions, and the enigmatic quatrains of Nostradamus. Israel in biblical prophecy. The Bible is replete with references to Israel's critical role in the events leading up to the end times. In the Old Testament, Israel is described as God's chosen people, a nation set apart to fulfill divine purposes. Prophecies in the books of Daniel, Ezekiel, and Zechariah outline a series of events where Israel plays a central role in the unfolding of God's ultimate plan for humanity. In the New Testament, Jesus Christ speaks of Israel's significance in the last days. In Matthew 24, he warns of tribulations and conflicts that will take place in and around Jerusalem, a city considered sacred by many. The Apostle Paul, in Romans 11, speaks of the eventual restoration of Israel, suggesting that the nation's spiritual revival is intricately linked to the fulfillment of God's plan. Albert Pike and the vision of 3 world wars. Albert Pike, a Confederate general and prominent Freemason, wrote a controversial letter in the late 19th century, which allegedly outlined a plan for 3 world wars that would reshape global power dynamics. According to this letter, the Third World War would involve a conflict between Zionists and the Islamic world, drawing in the rest of the nations and resulting in unprecedented chaos and destruction. Though some historians question the authenticity of Pike's letter, the document has been cited by various conspiracy theorists and esoteric scholars as evidence of a predetermined plan involving Israel and the end times. The conflict between Zionism and Islam, as outlined by Pike, seems eerily prophetic in light of the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, suggesting that Pike's vision may align with biblical prophecies of wars and rumors of wars, Matthew 24:6, that will characterize the end times. George Washington's vision of America and the end times. George Washington, the first president of the United States, reportedly had a vision at Valley Forge in 1777, which some interpret as a prophetic revelation of America's future. According to accounts of this vision, an angel showed Washington 3 great perils that would befall the nation. The third and final peril was a cataclysmic invasion of the United States, which many interpret as a sign of global conflict involving multiple nations. Some interpretations of Washington's vision suggest that the ultimate conflict would be tied to events in the Middle East, specifically Israel. The vision's focus on a struggle for survival against overwhelming odds aligns with the biblical narrative of Israel's trials during the end times. In this context, Washington's vision could be seen as a prophetic foreshadowing of the final battle between good and evil, as described in the book of Revelation. Nostradamus and the enigmatic prophecies. Nostradamus, the 16th century French seer, is known for his cryptic quatrains that many believe predict future events. Several of his quatrains are often interpreted as alluding to conflicts in the Middle East and the role of Israel in a series of cataclysmic events. For instance, some scholars interpret quatrain X72, which speaks of a king of terror coming from the skies, as a reference to a major conflict that could involve Israel and its surrounding nations. While Nostradamus's prophecies are often ambiguous, their alignment with biblical descriptions of end-time wars and global unrest provides a compelling, if speculative, argument that Israel's role in these prophecies is central to understanding the final chapter of human history. Conclusion. Israel's significance in the end times is a theme that transcends religious, political, and esoteric boundaries. From the biblical prophecies that place Israel at the heart of God's divine plan to the enigmatic writings of Albert Pike, George Washington, and Nostradamus, there is a consistent narrative thread that positions Israel as a focal point of end-time events. While interpretations of these prophecies vary, the recurring theme of Israel's central role suggests that this nation is key to understanding the unfolding of end-time events. As modern-day developments continue to unfold in the Middle East, many believers and scholars keep a close eye on Israel, seeing it as a barometer of the prophetic timetable and a crucial piece in the puzzle of the world's ultimate destiny.